Three games here on this Sunday. We continue with Super Wildcard Weekend here on EA Sports. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a time. as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he stops right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Good running right there. And this is a man who's a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Now a toss play for Peyton. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That was a first down pickup of 8. Solid running there. And CD, we hear so much about what it takes to win in the playoffs. Most people like to include having a strong running game in their assessment. And with this man in the backfield, this group has a strong running game without a doubt.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you there, because in terms of yardage, he's a top 5 running back in the league. And in terms of impact on a game, not many better than him. And when they're flowing and he's carrying the ball consistently, they're tough to beat.
Here's Peyton up the middle. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Back to throw here. Now he'll tuck this and run. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too.
Let's go now.
Looking to throw. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Nobody ever wants the interception on the opening drive to happen, but when it happens in the playoffs, it feels like it's a bigger deal. What a rough start.
And how about these visitors? The defense just went right on the field and seized momentum. You know, almost like they're saying, okay, no one expects us to win this one. Let's go ahead and give them a shock early. Took the ball from the home team and put them in the hole.
Because this crowd, one of the best in the league, especially this time of year, it's going to be tough to take them out of it, but that's a heck of a start.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 9. Now back to throw. Throw left side, complete to Moss. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
At the 37-yard line.
They'll drop the throw. And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Second and 10. Back to throw again. He finds his man, complete. It's Peterson. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves it with 3rd and 9 looming. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On a delay of game there, they could not get the playoff in time.
Frustrating for the head coach, frustrating for the offense. Sometimes you have to get the play call in a little bit quicker.
So third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first.
Here we go, set. 70 Timberwolves.
Now we've got movement up front. And I think this is going to be on Minnesota.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today, we continue on this Wild Card Sunday. It's the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. Will Reichert will get this one started. And off we go from the Windy City. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard Craig to get this game started. Able to get the opening touchdown and do it with a long run.
Mike, anytime you can create explosive plays in the run game, you're definitely going to take it. And they're going to be able to build on those plays as the rest of this game moves along.
Next to score, Bears 7, Vikings nothing.
Seven nothing is our score as this kick is sent into the air. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Dalvin Cook. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and a yard.
Let's go.
He'll look to throw. Into the familiar hands of Justin Jefferson. And he is out of bounds. His first catch of the wild card game. And good for a 1st down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
They'll send their tight end left. Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them 5. Now some movement up front. Flags down. Mistake-filled first half continues.
From the great state of Illinois, EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the second city of Chicago. Today, it's the second of 3 games here on Wildcard Sunday, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Chicago Bears. Second of 3 games here on this Sunday. We continue with Super Wild Card Weekend here on EA Sports. And able to get this out to the 25.
Why y'all keep starting back over?
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And a quick shuffle pass here is complete. Given 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up
now they'll change things around before the snap.
29-yard line.
Now a handoff inside. It's Peyton. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
35-yard line.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
This is out quickly to the right. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. 64 yards. And the Bears will strike first here, this wild card matchup.
Well, this has been a quick strike offense all season long, finding many different ways to manufacture big plays.
They had a big playoff preview today in the papers, and it was about who would set the tone. Well, they just set the tone right there. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0.
Vikings nothing.
The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. Oh, good-looking return setup here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll set up to throw. Setting up the screen for Cook. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's second down.
Nice job by the defense, figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
Second down and 8. He'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. He'll drop to throw. He'll get that one to Carter complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Vikings.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
That's another Vikings first down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that's going to be incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up second and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hawkinson. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 19.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Back to throw now on first down. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the hole in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. They'll look to throw. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
This offense was on the move. Now two straight incompletions have them looking at third and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That'll be caught up in the middle by Moss. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring up fourth down.
For the Vikings field goal. A 34-yard attempt.
And he tugged this one badly. It's no good. Wide left. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt him later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the first half.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown. They got the stop. And now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off because right now it's out there for them. They just got to go seize it.
They'll try the right side here with Peyton. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop it behind the line. Third down and 13. Not liking the look. They'll change the play. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. They'll rifle this one deep right side. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured bear on the field. The medical staff. Will attend to him, and we will step aside. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 36. On the give, here comes Peyton. Pretty nice, aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. Solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Here's 2nd and 3. Now a give. Here's Peyton running left. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
It's 3rd down and 4.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Now a give, it's Peyton. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here, we do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. They're going to look to throw. He'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Miami. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll try and run for it. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
Somebody got to do it. I mean, somebody got to do it. I see the Chief. Watch him do it.
Ready? Cowboy 80.
Up the middle, they run with Gale Sayers. They'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up the 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Second and goal from inside the 5. Peyton will take it in. Touchdown Bears. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was, and when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Now we're going to get a stoppage. There appears to be an injured bear on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Super Bowl. Up next, it's our main event between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. Where the road to immortality begins for most teams, we're underway for wildcard weekend. Returning it from the 4. He's brought down just inside the 25. timeouts out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Straight to the air they go. Throw left side, complete. He's going to get this one in the 36-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted. He got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Gonna let this one fly deep downfield. That one's cut at the 10-yard line. Giving off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom. Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
They'll try and punch it in. And he takes it down to the 2, but no touchdown yet. He's out of bounds. 6 yards from there. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
He gets it again. And this time he mixed it in. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears take a 6-0 lead right away. No doubt about it, Brock. They are trying to take him out of this game from the start. And a touchdown on the opening drive, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, this is one of those situations, Kate, where you and I up here in this booth, we can hear it and we can feel it. This crowd senses an opportunity to dig those opponents an early hole that before long might become the grave their season rests in if they don't respond.
The Bears kicking team all ready to go, and they kick this one away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So good field position to start with for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10. Cook trying this one up the gut. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4. Offense up to the line fast.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Second down pass play coming. Hits him on the out route. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this 1st quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. Just...
Oh, Jefferson lost the football. And the Bears say they have it. Looks like they do.
You know, we could go down on that field and ask any player about the first lessons they learned in the game of football, and almost every one of them, kids, going to say the same thing. Ball security. I bet he could even hear his old high school coach's voice in his ears right now, telling him next time, you got to hang on to it better.
While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free. To throw here on 1st down. Throwing the out route complete. And he hits that enemy 25-yard line before he is sent out. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets up the 1st.
Nice to see that connection, that 2 of them.
All set now. 1st and 10. Give to Foreman from the gun. And he's going to be stopped, but not before he gets it down to the 14. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
A gain of 11 on the play. And the Vikings first down.
From the red zone now. Completed to his running back. And this one's only going to pick up a couple before he ends out of bounds.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for completion. That's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They'll work against the blitz. And they get to him again! The sack forces a now tougher 3rd down.
All right, first sack on the board. First drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Third and long for him here. And he's going to score a touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings finish off their opening drive. Well, we all know, Brock, you want your players to get better as the game goes on and as they settle into a contest. But, man, it is tough to imagine this guy getting any better than he was on that opening drive, huh?
Yeah, you hear me all the time just talk about getting a quarterback in the rhythm, right?
Yeah.
Just a feel of the game. Yeah, you can't be much better than that. A perfect 5 for 5 and finish it off for 6. That is a sweet feeling heading to the sidelines.
Will Riker to kick off for the Vikings.
Now after tying this game up, they're all set to center away. Return starts at the 3. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down.
10 at their own 20-yard line.
Chicago bringing the offense to the line. It's 1st and 10. Ooh, the wide receiver getting to begin the drive. There's the intensity we expect in the playoffs. The defense going big play hunting, and they get him behind the line. And it's not just you quarterbacks, Brock Heward, who got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
Throwing it on 2nd down. Running right side. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
Okay, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s. Versus man on the drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
About set. This is 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap. They'll throw. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. He's going to bring this one back. Gets a pick 6 and a Minnesota touchdown. You want to know how strong the coverage was there? Man, they even had that underneath throw locked down, Brock, and he took it the other way.
It's really, really hard to find a better rep than that one in coverage. You're so spot on. Covered it down the field. Usually a gimme to the running back. The only thing was a gimme was gimme 6.
That one splits the uprights. And the Vikings take the lead here, 14-7 in the first. Well, Brock, hopefully some some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. Has this at the 6. Jukes away from one. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10. Give now to the running back. Small gain there, maybe 3 if he's lucky to begin this drive. Now we're going to have a timeout for the players shaken up, and that's DeAndre Swift in some discomfort and being attended to. They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Hand off to the back. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want in the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the gain they did.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, partner, from the 45. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Escapes the pocket. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
Okay, this quarterback gets out of the pocket, genuinely a coin toss, whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put it in the air. Sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls incomplete.
No luck on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Escapes the pocket. He can run it. A good business decision there as he covers up at the end of it. Give him around 7 and get this offense down 3rd down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide in practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on it.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They'll go play action. Forced out to his right. Hits his running back. And this play's nearly going to reach that 25-yard line. Defender there to take him out just short of it. They gain 11 on that play. And it'll be 1st down Bears.
Don't you feel sometimes, Kate, up here in the booth when we get to see things develop, we're playing the same guessing game the defenses are on those kind of plays? Is he planning on keeping it or just waiting for a throw to develop and get open? That time the QB did a terrific job of finding that out.
And he's going to score. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears cut it to a lone point on the scoreboard. Lining up now to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bears tie things up at 14. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
So good field position to start with for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff now to Cook. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Offense in the hurry up here.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 37-yard line.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. Has him on a quick hitter. And he fights his way down to the 35 before the defense can get him out. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains. No doubt they'll take a repeat of how this game began, Brock, and that play has them on their way towards it.
Scripting for success. They'll keep pressing the advantage, too, until some resistance has got to finally appear.
1 quarter gone in our opening round game of the NFC postseason. We're all knotted up at 14. Back to the Windy City in just a moment. We're ready now for the second quarter to begin. Vikings in control of it. They've got a first to begin the fray. To throw. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Jamal Adams with the INT.
Oh, he was looking, Kate. He was trying to find a lane, but just simply nowhere to go. I don't think he'll be too heartbroken heading to the sidelines, though. He still made the play, took the ball away, got his defense off the field, and now sets his offense up for success.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Takes the handoff. Now to throw. He puts a man under it deep down the middle. And they took their shots, but unsuccessful on that 1st down throw. Swatted away by the defense.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. The quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
Throwing again on 2nd. Short pass brought in. So a solid gain there, Brock, but still 3rd down and short that they've got to figure out now. They pick up 9 on that previous play. Toss now to the short side. He spins right by him. And this is going to be out of bounds. Defense catches up to him near that 45. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Oh, that vision he has when he gets into space like a chess master. Seeing multiple moves ahead of time. He knows who's going to attack and what angles, and he maneuvers his way through before someone can finally get to him.
And he's going to have this one down to the 37. They get 19 on that pickup. And that'll be 1st down, Chicago.
Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
New set of downs from 37. They'll run here on 1st down. And the stop is made after 4 yards. It's 2nd down.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
So gain of 5 on that 1st down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd. Changing things up. They're going to throw now. Short pass caught by his tight end. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Now one of the Vikings in some pain out there. So we'll get a stoppage here as he's helped by trainers. All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet. But if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one. Softening up the front and opening the door. Bigger gap in the future.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. again. He doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 6.
Warriors 70. Mustang 19. 19 tight. 19 tight. 19 Lion.
To the air on 3rd and long. Chased out to his right. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it. Leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Out now are the special teamers to try a Bears field goal. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. The 12-year vet strikes true, and they've taken back the lead.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. That's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Kicking team all ready to go, and they kick this one away. Cordero Patterson now to return. Good work so far. He's got room. And he's all the way up across the 40 before heading out of bounds.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
Now the shotgun give to Cook. And he has this down to the 34. Give him 25 on that play. And that means a fresh set of downs for Minnesota. Close to the hurry up here.
It's a gain of 25 yards. First down, Minnesota.
First down, and they go right back to it. You can do it on the outside there. No gain on the run. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play. Just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer. Find the lane quicker. The defender may be a half step late, and this could have been much, much more exciting.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He's got him. That's Moss. For a second, we both thought he'd get the first, but he winds up being just shy of it. Gain of 8, 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. So 3rd down becomes much tougher for him as 3rd and 1 becomes 3rd and a much more difficult 6. So the false start makes this a far tougher call now. 3rd and 6. No throw. 3rd and long. That pass complete to Moss. And he's going to get this down to the 9. That puts him in goal to go. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
First down. First and goal, Minnesota.
Straight ahead, here's Cook. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal.
An early jump of the flags come in. I think this is going to go against the defense. Broke the lane before the snap, and that's going to give the offense some free yardage. So the penalty takes some of that distance away. Things tightening up here for 2nd and goal. They go to him again. And this time he's got it. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings take a second quarter lead. Well, we've been saying it for years, Brock. If at first you don't succeed, try that run again.
You're exactly right. It's going to take more than one stop to deter those offensive coaches from calling another run play. They've got such faith in their group up front to leverage right at the point of attack and punch it in on the second time around.
Will Reichert to kick off for the Vikings.
The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Some nice field position here. Bears getting set. 1st and 10. Dive play straight ahead. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. Working quickly here.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And they will stop him as he gets this down to their 39-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Plenty of points already, partner, as we have reached the 2-minute warning. More from Chicago right after this. So fresh set of downs now from the 39. On 1st down, they'll run. And it's a really nice gain on the reverse. That call came at the perfect time. And it's a gain of 12 on that one. And it'll be 1st down Bears.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Sending him on the dive. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
He was taken
Bears
down
trying to get everyone set. They're going quickly here.
Loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 28-yard line.
This time it's a passing play. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well, no luck on his first look of the game. That's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Getting out to his left. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
I'll say, Kate, that defense looked even better, sharper on 3rd down than they did on 2nd. They played that one so tight there was no window to throw.
Out now are the special teamers to try a Bears field goal. It's 45 yards he'll try to connect from. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Hey, facing a deficit that's going to follow you into halftime in that locker room, they will welcome those 3 points and a little bit of feel-good momentum.
Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock, so They're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. So good field position to start with for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Offensive line fast.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 39-yard line.
I'll throw it. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball, left side. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Looking for Justin Jefferson on that throw. And that brings up 3rd down.
Once that quarterback broke the pocket, it kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit. Kate, you got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. Now run by Cook. They're holding strong here. The defense gets him at the line. That's going to bring up 4th down. The Bears decide to call their first timeout. Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And he'll try to hit this one well. They've got blackjack on the clock. Not a ton of time to use before halftime. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Escapes out to the left. Incomplete pass, and we're down to 12 seconds remaining.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
After the incompletion, still at that 31-yard line, 2nd and 10. Working now from the gun. Flush down out to his left. Caught by the tight end, running that corner. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. All right, they're going to call a timeout. 3 seconds left. That means one last play in this half. Here's the final play of our first half. Throwing here just before halftime. This is a heater going deep. His final shot of the half will not connect. That falls incomplete. No time remaining in our first half. All right, Brock, that was enough of a break. Back to playoff football as the second half of our wild card game gets underway. Patterson now to return it. He showed some nice bursts on that run back, didn't he? Getting them all the way out to their own 40.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kate. That just infuses everybody. A little more bounce in your step now, both in and out of the huddle. And you want to pay off your special teams that sets you up for success.
So good field position to start with for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10. Throwing now off the play action. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And now it's 2nd down. Throwing from the gun here. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Bears bring it all the way back inside the red zone before he's finally hauled down.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six. Yeah, it stinks for the offense, but that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
Offense in a hurry up here.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
They'll try and punch it in. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Bears grab the lead on their first series of the half. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game. Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver one.
And the pass is caught. That's 2 more onto the score. Oh, it's a favorite of NFL teams and armchair quarterbacks alike, partner. The quick slant. It is so tough to defend that close to the goal line, and this time it works for 2.
It sure is. It's one of those plays that I think Bart Starr was running in the 60s, that slant route. When you incorporate it with the threat of a fade as well, that's when it becomes so effective. But you get inside that DB, you show the quarterback your numbers, and it's almost automatic for a 2-point conversion.
At their own 35-yard line.
So good field position to start with for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. To the right, hauled in by Jefferson. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They'll throw here on 1st. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. So that brings up 2nd down. Well, even with the pick on that last drive, partner, he is showing no hesitation whatsoever.
Well, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw into coverage too many times, there could be more interceptions.
Moss hauls it in. And they're going to get just inside that red zone on the big play down to the 19. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Here's a quick pass, caught outright. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. Looking quickly here. Sticking to the air here. Jump off, caught by his back. And that goes out through the end zone. So a costly turnover, a would-be touchdown. Gonna be a touchback instead. Ball coming out to the 20.
Well, that looked like a last-gasp effort to deny them a touchdown. He came with one final wild swing at the ball, and he connects. They get off the field with the touchback, but they're celebrating like they dove on it themselves.
Bears making their way up to the line. Here comes 1st and 10. They'll throw to begin this drive. Dumps it off to his running back. Up the sideline, past the 40. He dodged the tackle. And he is down all the way to that 15-yard line.
Gotta be a pretty good actor. Gotta be pretty good at selling to that defense. Now, that's a drop back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
So what began at their own 20, Brock, all of a sudden is inside the other 20. It's 1st and 10. So early movement for the backfield, Brock. They've jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost them 5 yards. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. Right side, quick pass, complete. He's forced out of bounds after picking up about 7.
He's out of bounds at the 13-yard line. A gain of 7. It's 2nd and 8.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Right up the gut. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down. Offense up to the line
A
fast.
loss of 1 brings up 3rd and 8.
Air it out on 3rd. Buys time, rolling right. Complete beyond the marker. And for the moment, that's going to be a touchdown. Whether it will stand, though, well, that depends on the call on this flag. Kicking team on to try the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Bears double their lead to 14. The Bears kicking team all ready to go, and they kick this one away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. So good field position to start with for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. On the move, headed right. And he's just going to huck this one into about row C there. And some lucky fan can haul in a heck of a souvenir.
Okay, I got to believe he harkened back to that earlier pick and thought better of making another. Getting outside the pocket, he was either going to try to run for it, had nowhere to go, so he simply threw it away.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10. He's going to throw it. This is Moss. He's got it. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
18 on the play. 1st down, Vikings.
Now they're going to throw out of the gun. That's the open man downfield. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
There are times the quarterback's got to be blacksmiths. When you're in the pocket, there's just a certain timing and precision. When you get outside that pocket, you've got to be an artist. You've got to be creative, and this guy is.
Caught just shy of the goal line. And the stop is made 3 yards from the end zone. It's going to be 1st and goal.
A gain of 21 more yards.
Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Looking inside the red zone. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. They'll set up here for the point after.
Lining up for the extra point.
And the kick is good. And we're going to have some extra yardage added to the kickoff on the roughing call. So they got him for roughing the kicker. They're going to put that penalty yardage on the spot of the ensuing kickoff.
Will Riker the kickoff for the Vikings.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Chooses to bring this one out. He's escapes the defender. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
At their own 22-yard line.
Chicago bringing the offense to the line. It's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Trying for the deep ball. And the downfield call is going to go unanswered. Defender saw to that. That incompletion means it's 2nd down.
I'll tell you what, Kate, challenging this guy in a close game, you are tempting fate. He got one hand on it. He gets two, it could have gone the other way.
After the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Trying the right side. Cut back now to the sideline. And he will get it down to the 16-yard line.
That's good. For the Bears. First down.
So a massive gain, and all of a sudden we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. There's a dive up the middle. And this will be stopped after a nice 6-yard pickup there on 1st down.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
They give it to him again. And he takes this one in for a Chicago touchdown. The Bears take a 13-point lead. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the grab game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Bears kicking team all ready to go, and they kick this one away. Patterson now to return it. Things going well so far. That's some good work on that run back, Brock. He gets this to the 33.
1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Offense emptying the backfield as they come up here. 1st and 10. Trying to throw this from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Pass play now.
At the 39-yard line.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. Ball's on the 48. Here we go. 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Looking in the air here. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. He goes to the hurry-up offense here. Throwing now out of the shotgun. Oh no, they get him yet again! And the Bears take over as he reports his 10th career INT.
Well, I'll admit, man, I got to admire the guts, the willingness to continue to challenge the coverage, even with 2 interceptions already. But there's his 3rd strike. And no, it's not baseball, but he definitely has to be smarter with what he's doing with the football.
And they do get him down, but the damage is done. He just gets down inside the 35-yard line.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
Throwing out to the left. Cut! Shoots away from one. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears parlay the interception into points. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock, but I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, Kate. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on him. A great RPO of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
The Bears kicking team all ready to go, and they kick this one away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up to the 35 to begin this drive. So good field position to start with for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10. Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Short pass brought in. Rolling into enemy territory. And they're going to bring him down, but not until he gets it down to their 32-yard line. That one nabs him 33 yards and a new set of downs, too. Dose of the hurry up here.
And the Vikings first down.
And he could have a free play here. Throw left side, complete. And he goes out of bounds as now we're going to hear from our referee. We both saw the defender jump there before that snap. Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him. A bit jumpy across the way there, and that halves the distance ahead of him on 1st down. Working now from the gun. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that sets up 2nd and 5. They're going to try and throw it here. And that's incomplete, but he might have done a little too much to cause that. Flag comes out, and this could be interference. And it's as we expected, partner. The call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give him that 1st down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And this finds him in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game.
A receiver this skilled, well, he's got every route in his back pocket. But sometimes simple is better. No complicated cuts, no double moves. You just go run right by him.
Vikings electing not to kick it. The offense staying out there. They're going for 2.
The Vikings will line up.
They're going to throw for it. And they pick him off again. And that is 2 points the other way as he takes the pick the entire way back. So he's able to bring the return to a stop, but now it looks like he was shaken up in the process. They're going to bring out someone to look at him.
Will Reichard to kick off for the Vikings.
The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Things going well so far. And an excellent effort there sets him up almost at midfield. We're down to 1 quarter before we determine our wild card winner. It's Bears football. They just need to close this quarter out, and they're on to the next round. Here's 1st and 10 from the 47. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Throwing for the back of the end zone. Intercepted, but oh, wait. Officials say that he wasn't in bounds. The offense can let out a little sigh of relief. Took his shot at 6 that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Look to throw. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice game. He was looking for Chris Godwin on that play. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Well, he already has himself 1 one interception in this game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse and sprinkle into your passing game. Because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when one pick becomes two becomes three, and on and on and on.
The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down.
Come on. Set. 70 Lions. Mustang 19. Go.
Here he goes, third and long. Escapes the pocket. Going deep here for the end zone. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Didn't see a whole lot of room to fit that pass in, Brock. Throwing into double coverage. How's Coach going to feel about that one?
Yeah, that's a no-no. I experienced that as a player and now as a coach. Please don't do that again.
Chicago brings out the punting unit. And thankfully, he hasn't been needed until the final quarter.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. First and 10.
Let's go. Back to 60.
Now throw to start the drive. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches at the 30-yard line.
Second and manageable. He's throwing. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Brock. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches. That heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one, where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete.
Shotgun now on third down. Moss finds the football, complete. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Minnesota.
They are throwing it again. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs. Working quickly here.
First down, Vikings.
He's going to throw it again. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
After the incompletion, still at that 31-yard line, second and 10. They'll go play action. Bears getting close, and they're going to take him down.
Hey, I understand that call. You try to get play action to get away from the rush. The problem is this defense has just been relentless.
Got to figure out this third down here. Third and long for him here. Finds him on the crossing route. They haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. Offensive line fast.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Pass play on first and 10. Completed to his running back. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're in the first and goal.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
From the red zone now. Connects. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here.
A 4-yard gain brings up second and goal at the 3-yard
Throwing it
line.
again here. Catch is made in close. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down.
The play lost a yard. It's now third and goal.
Third down from the gun. Caught out wide. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings get it back to within 2 possessions. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Now they'll see if they can tack on one more. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Vikings cut the lead down to 10.
51. Vikings 41.
Still down a couple of scores after that. They're going to set up for the onside kick. And it looks like the Bears are able to recover that kick. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Bears making their way up to the line. Here comes 1st and 10. Quick toss headed left. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. Working quickly here.
A loss of a yard brings up second and 11 at the 44-yard line.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. Rolling out to his left. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
Just cannot afford right here, Kate, to go 3 and out. Not when you watched your counterpart score a touchdown. Cling to that lead and find a way to convert this 3rd down. It's a big one. And cut off some of the mojo from the other side.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And this one does not get close. He stopped after 3, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Minnesota spends its 2nd time out here. And with another one gone, they're going to have just 1 remaining this game. For the 3rd time today, we see them setting up for a field goal. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
Those 3 points could go a long way to securing this W. Makes it a lot more comfortable knowing the other side's got to score a couple touchdowns now. Touchdown and field goals, not going to get it done anymore.
Bears kicking team all ready to go, and they kick this one away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. So good field position to start with for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10. They'll throw to begin this drive. Hits his running back. Gets some space around midfield. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. Offense up to the line fast.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll throw here on 1st. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And it's going to be 2nd down.
That was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Back now, pressure coming. And no look there, that throw falls to the ground. No luck finding his receiver that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
That's what I call complimentary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down. Air it out on 3rd. Forced out to his right. That's the line. He's going to run for it. And he's going to be driven out of bounds. The gain gets this down inside the 35. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that means a fresh set of downs for Minnesota.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. Hits him on the out route. And he's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
You keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. In the red zone on 1st. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
No surprise to see the quarterback go back to that well. That security blanket that's been his tight end all game long. But finally, this defense has an answer.
Second down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass. He's dropping back to throw. And the goal line. And that's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings now within 1 score in the 4th. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they could be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
Here's a return from the 7. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. Chicago bringing the offense to the line. It's 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And they come through with a big stop there. Got him down for a loss as they keep fighting back here in the 4th. Throwing now off the play action. Flushed out of the pocket. Complete downfield to Godwin. And the stop is made as he drives this to the opposing 43. How about a big hitter? 34 yards there and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
to throw here on first down. Cut out left. And he's going to get this down inside the 30 before he's driven out. He picks up 15 on the play. And that'll be first down, Chicago. Now a give running right. Running in the red zone. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for first and goal.
Didn't take a rocket scientist to know, Kate. They wanted to get the ball in this guy's hands any way they could, not just in the passing game. And he just showed you why. This defense not prepared for his impact on the ground.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's first and goal. Working inside the red zone. Rolling left, buying some time. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up. They give it to him up the middle. And he takes this one in for a Chicago touchdown. The Bears stretch it to a 2-score game in the fourth. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
They want to run it across. And right back into the end zone he goes. So one play gets a touchdown, then the next for 2, and he's extended their lead. Kicking team all ready to go, and they kick this one away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
So good field position to start with for the Vikings. It's first and 10. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So it'll be second down. Here's a throw. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
Well, that's when you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Looking to throw it. Trying to push deep downfield. That's caught at the 25. And he has it down near the red zone, just outside the 20.
First down. A gain of 43 yards. And the Vikings.
They are throwing it again. Has it at the 7. It's going to be brought down as he sets his offense up with a first and goal.
First and goal, Minnesota.
Still sticking with the passing game. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the Vikings out of the hurry up. Lead everyone back to the line. Back on second and goal. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. So as they're trying to throw for this, Brock, they've actually been thrown off here by a couple of great plays defensively.
Yeah, offensively, that can't happen. Defensively, kudos. Offensively, touchdown, check down, throwaway. That's it. Sack cannot be a part of the equation.
and it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. Almost a completion of the wrong team there. And now it's decision time on 4th and goal.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
All right, here we go. They nearly gave it away on the pick, but the offense still out there, and they're looking for 6. Here he goes. Gotta have this on 4th down. And he hits the end zone. Touchdown. I hope nobody left early, Brock, because we have still got a game. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock. Getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game. That's well done.
For the 2-point conversion.
Setting up to pass. And no connection on the 2-point try. It fails.
That is a gold star effort by the defense. First and foremost, he's got to defend against the run on this short of a field. To do that and adapt in time to force an incompletion, that's a win-win.
Now the Vikings use their 3rd and final timeout. So down inside the final minute, they're ready to try the onside kick. And the Bears get this kick. Oh, he lost the football. And the fumble recovery is made. And he gets this all the way down to the 18.
No question they wanted the ball back late, but you don't see many of these recovered by the kicking team in the NFL. You see even fewer recovered when they're actually expecting it, like they certainly were right there.
Bears making their way up to the line. Here comes 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Here's a toss running left. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
Brought down behind
Looking
the
fast as that
line.
clock ticks down.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Vikings' 19-yard line.
Oh, Brock, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. Chased out to his right. Brown still throwing, and this is intercepted. And the Vikings are stopped just outside of their own end zone after the interception.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Here he is to throw. And that one is incomplete, and the clock stops with 18 seconds to go. Couldn't make the hook up with Matthew Golden. So it's 2nd down coming up.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
Back to throw. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. Looked well downfield for that one. All he found was a waiting defender to knock it away. Third down coming up.
You know, it's one thing to tell a quarterback not to telegraph a pass. It's quite another to fundamentally do the right things. You got to use your eyes to move defenders in this league, especially on your primary target.
Now to throw. Trying to push deep downfield. Big game downfield. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line. So the Bears come away with a win. As one side leaves dejected, another can finally, at least briefly, Brock, relax here. Their playoff run extending into the divisional round.
Yeah, you get to these 60 minutes, and what is it, Kate? A suddenness? Like the suddenness of the season being over